Yeah, and you got this bird you've bred. It's going to sit together genetically, fit for the wild. Fit is the key. But again, you need to understand if the habitat is not correct, they're not going to take off. Also, I suppose I should lead into this one because my first one was cut short, so predator control is necessary. There was some research done in Canada, or what they refer to as the duck factory, where groups of people get together and buy huge tracts of land so they can't be used up, and to make sure our waterfall is has a chance to breed. They did this. They bought big sections, and the waterfall was at a certain level, and they wanted to increase that level, so they bought another section that was increasingly the same size, but the population didn't double. So what they did, they went further through and took a smaller section of the second section, I believe it was. Excuse me, I mean, I'm just, the idea of what I'm explaining to is the bottom line. Don't worry about my little details here. Yes, it may not be totally accurate of it, you know, this square mile or whatever, but they did go out there and eliminate predators, raccoons, fox, coons, cats, and the whole ball of works in this one particular area. And the fact is that they didn't have to buy no more land, and in fact it didn't double, it almost tripled. Okay, so that's an issue, and if you want birds back, and you do have to have predator control, which is a necessary thing. But until that's done, you're wasting a lot of effort here. And again, there is a great survival rate of pheasants in Detroit, surprisingly. And as the ghettos increase and things like that, and houses deteriorate and factories disappear, there is an extremely large population of pheasants. But the pheasant population, you know, it's like every time a nest is born, usually half are roosters and half are hens. So you got those extra roosters out there. I believe at one time the DNR did make an attempt to attract some roosters, but that was way back, and they never called me on how to do it. So I guess whatever. So I mean, but again, when you start to breed these wild roosters into your strain, you need to get a good base strain, and I would recommend, if anybody wants to attempt to do that, use the blueback because it's similar in size. Not entirely in color, but body weight is a good choice. So you're putting in some damn-ass good wild genetics into a body size that should be similar to the wild. I've been also curious about this blueback for a very, very long time. How it was developed, I haven't found that out yet. But it is a shooting preserve bird, very, very common throughout all hunting preserves, especially some of the more expensive ones and things, because they are a slimmer bird and they fly much better. And the guys like to run their dogs. That's what a lot of these guys are into, their dogs and everything. But there's nothing like fleshing a pure wild bird. There isn't. You're going to, you know, I mean, if you can shoot a blueback, yes, you can. But if you can shoot a wild bird, you can shoot anything. I mean, I'm not talking about killing, but I'm just talking about there's a difference. That damn cock-ass bird out there has gone through all of the survival necessities that he has to go through, and his genes are in his body that he's going to pass on to the next generation. Do you understand? If you take him out, that's fine. I mean, it's okay. I'm sure he's got a brother out there who's going to do the same that he may have gotten away with. But he's valuable. He's valuable in that. And to continue to breed all of our domestic stock and release them into the wild and stuff like that, they usually die out by who's never hunted or who's isn't taken doesn't have a chance to breed anyway. So that's not necessarily a polluting factor to the gene pool, but in order to get the genetics straight from China is ideally done. And McFarland's has been a good attempt, and they've been doing that. However, I don't know if they're selling pure genes yet, pure genetic strains. I know that they're selling a lot of hybrid between blueback and that bird, and they're beautiful, gorgeous. So they're like the largest producing pheasant farm in the world. At least as long as the strain doesn't go back out in China, and because if the birds in China are gone, then it's eventually gone at the whole ringneck population will go to. We'll see you later.